Mr. Dewey, I am very confused about this concept of precedent. Can you help me understand that?
Well, I'll try. The first thing to understand is that precedent only applies in common law countries. Do you understand the difference between common law and civil law countries?
Yes, I do. All the countries that were once colonies of England are common law countries, like the US, Canada, or India.
Correct. And the important thing about that is that in common law countries, judges can make new law or change the way laws are interpreted by the way they decide cases in court.
And how is that different from civil law countries? Don't judges hear and decide cases in those countries?
Well, of course they do. But in civil law countries, when a judge decides a case, the decision is limited to just that case. It has no effect on cases that come later, even if they're very similar to the case the judge just decided.
But in common law countries, a judge's decision does have a lasting effect?
Yes, it does. That's the effect of precedent. Do you know the expression, don't reinvent the wheel?
Oh, sure. That means that once something has already been invented, it's a waste of time to start all over and invent it again.
Yes, and the same thing applies in court cases. Judges don't like to reinvent the wheel. They prefer to look back at earlier decisions and decide the case before them on the same principles as the judges decided those earlier cases.
Wait, does precedent come from the verb to precede, meaning to come before?
Yes, so cases that came before are relied on by judges in later cases.
Well, but suppose there is a brand new type of case, one that no judge has decided before. What then?
Well, that does happen, especially as the world changes. Just think, in the early 1990s, no one was buying and selling things on the internet. But I imagine now you probably buy most things, books, clothes, through websites, right?
Oh, sure.
And that creates new situations where people get into disputes over sales made on the internet. And that creates new cases that judges have not previously had to decide. There is no precedent. So when a judge decides a new type of internet dispute, that becomes the precedent for later cases that are similar to that internet problem or dispute.
That's cool. So judges have a lot of power in common law countries, don't they?
Yes, they do. Do you think you'd like to be a judge someday?
Well, sure. It would be fun to make a new law by deciding interesting cases.
Hmm. And speaking of judges, I'm due in court, and Judge Whipper is very punctual. I can't be late. See you later, Michael.
Bye, and thanks.